Get that? This then gets carried forward in day-to-day life. Very often people come complaining, so-and-so person, no, his behavior I cannot tolerate. Now, related to this guna theory, that particular combination of gunas is making you restless, making you uneasy, because you identify with that combination. You also have that combination, otherwise it would not matter to you. To all these words, etc., that are being thrown up, does it matter to the light behind? No. So your real self, if it was that pure, all these other changes outside would not matter to it. So we see outside that which is within us. And that is why yoga says that you construct your own world. The world is as you see it. I'll narrate a small anecdote, a story over here. There was this petrol pump at the outskirt of a town. And there were these new people who were coming to this town and wanting to make this town their home. And seeing that, yes, it's at the outskirt of the town, while they waited to get their car filled with petrol, got talking to this man at the petrol station and wanted to know as to how this town is like. So this man asked the petrol pump wala, okay, how are the people in this town? He asked, how were the people in your town where you're coming from? He said, they're pretty good, nice, kind and helpful. He says, so are they here. Fine, over with. A little later, another group of people came. They also waited at the petrol pump to fill their tank. They were also going to come to this, settle in this town for the first time. They also decided to inquire from the petrol pump wala, how are the people here in this town? He asked the same question to these people. He said, how were the people in the town that you're coming from? So, very snobbish. He said, sir, they are the same here. Now his assistant was listening to this. So he questioned him later on. Okay, you said something else to the first group of people, and now you're saying something else. He said, no, I said the same thing. Because anybody will find the external world and the people around the way they perceive it. The way you are, you will make the world that way around you. So if we are suffering, wise people always say, you are the cause of your own suffering. The fault is of the sufferer. Now obviously it's not an easy statement to digest. But if you look at it in this light, it makes a lot of sense. And each time we find fault with the outside, each time we blame someone outside us, each time we find something else outside us as a cause, let us try and find out, is that same kind of gunas combination there that is there with me? And definitely that guna combination is not an easy one. Easy means the one that is allowing me to be at ease. So that means I need to change something inside me so that this combination stops affecting me adversely. If I am able to maintain my peace and balance in spite of that, then it exists, doesn't exist, doesn't matter to me. It is as good as not existing. So what is important is to be able to change our perspective. Ultimately it means that. And the definition of yoga is this: yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta vritti. Chitta, loosely translated as mind. Vritti, modifications, changes that take place in the mind. Nirodha, stoppage. When all the various modifications that take place of the mind, when they come to a halt, that's when yoga is achieved. Isn't it talking about the balance again? Mind is made up of matter, the three gunas. When these come to a standstill, as if to a standstill means equilibrium. Now try and understand the difference. One is standstill where no movement is taking place. Another is standstill when a lot of movement is taking place, but it is not disturbing the balance. Are you getting the point? We talked about the two trains. If they were moving at different speed, then both can see the movement. But if they are moving at the same speed, then no movement is there as if. That is the state of equilibrium, where there is a hell lot of activity, but still there is a state of balance. Therefore, equilibrium is the key word. Balanced state is the key word. Balance cannot happen like this. The tightrope walker can balance. What will be balance here on the floor? Get that? So, let us get this point clear in our minds. So, the state of permanent freedom, Hana. This state of balance. This state of equilibrium. The commonly used terms in Sanskrit and the Sankhya and Yoga philosophy are Kaivalya. So, where the two principles, Kaivalya, literal translation is alone. Freedom, independent. But alone means, what is alone? The spirit and the matter. They stand alone as themselves and unintertwined, unrelated, undependent, and therefore independent of each other. When the gunas are in a state of equilibrium, light there, not there, doesn't matter there. Spirit is perpetually the same. It had never undergone any change. It doesn't need to undergo any change. It remains forever, perpetual, the way it is. In any case, it is unchangeable. So, that's that. And therefore, the various yoga, what is truly yoga is that which will lead to Hana. Yoga is Hanopaya, Upaya, is a means to freedom. Now tell me, all what is known popularly about yoga, can it be called yoga? Unless and until it is Hanopaya. It has to lead to discriminative knowledge, the understanding that matter and spirit are two separate entities. We are wrongly identifying with them. We have avidya. So recognize this avidya and remove the veil of avidya. See the two as independent and separate. Maintain that state of equilibrium. That is yoga. All those entangling the limbs and getting into those difficult postures and doing those difficult kriyas, they are part of yoga, no doubt. But that cannot be yoga. They are yoga techniques. They are practices in yoga which can help you attain balance. But one or two of them alone cannot do it. There are very many techniques in yoga. There are very many paths in yoga. Because now, say to reach the top of the Himalayas, is there only one way? There are so many different ways to access it, right? Like to come to the help library. Is there only just one fixed way from where we can come? There are any number of routes from where you can come to help library. Which one you take depends upon where you are, from where you begin. And therefore, there are many types of yoga depending upon the type of individual you are. The state that we are in will decide what type of yoga will help us. Definitely no amount of Vikram yoga and heat yoga and water yoga or Ramdev yoga or Sitaram yoga or Jairam yoga, I don't know what all you call them. Those are not types of yoga. I am very often asked when I say yes, I learn yoga. Which type of yoga? I said yoga. People never understand. Yoga really is one which will free you from the tritap. which is constantly going to keep this as aim, and then all the techniques be done. If you have a shorter aim, just know I do yoga to